Start streaming. There we go. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let's get the picture up there on the other computer to make sure that I can hear myself. As we march over to that side of the desk. Let's see. There it is right there. Put it up top. Go to trading. All right. Wild times. You know, we've got some of the stupidest money, or let's put it this way, we used to call it stupid money, what we're seeing going on. Now I hear, I haven't talked to Steve Cohen in 20 years, but he's now a family desk. He's got like 15 billion, and he lost 15% in this stuff on GameStop. Cut me a break. What is up with these people? Don't they? I mean, you think the more money they have, they'd be smarter, and instead, it seems like they get dumber. I mean, that's what it seems like to me. It seems like they literally get dumber. I mean, never have we seen binaries and options have way more increase in use, and we're seeing the lack of use of stocks and so forth. I mean, the level of how do I describe it? The level of trade, the liquidity to the floors, well, the floors don't even exist, but the liquidity to the equity market now is incredibly low. That's why they allow the high frequency trading, to make it look like there's something going on, when in fact the markets are very thin. And you can see a $20 stock goes to $300. That is not price discovery. That is just mechanics of ignorance. That's all that is. It's amazing. So that's where my head's at. And to hear that Steve Cohen this morning lost, 15% of his assets on GameStop, it's like, are you really doing what you're supposed to be doing? Now, luckily, he's not running public money anymore. So, what's this? Jonta says, soup. Soup to you too. Soup. Soup. So, it's like, what's up with these people? How do they do dumb things like this? And, I mean, how do you not just buy some calls when you're short? I mean, just for the sake of, watching a stock go from 20 to 50, but 20 to 300? Oh, my God. I just don't even understand it at this point in time. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. And hence, if you want to be short, go sell the binaries. You know what your limited risk is. Imagine if you had sold binaries against, GameStop, from, like, say, the 30s and the 40s. You'd be in the saddle. What'd you do? You lose, very little money, and because the volatility would explode so big that you wouldn't even feel the pain to some extent, compared to being naked short with a stock that's at 20, which is 150% shorted. Who does those stupid things? The modern investment professional seems to be doing those things. So that's where I'm at. All right, let's start off with the currencies. One place we know we're not seeing that type of stuff, unless even, I guess if you're trading the Turkish lira, we saw it on a wild rampage, something like that. But honestly, over in the currencies, it's so much more docile, I guess you could say. Definitely more docile. Docile? That seems like a good word for it, right? Nowhere near as crazy, that's for sure. All right, so here's the Swiss. You can see it on J4X. It's showing some firmness again. You see the white line through. Same thing over here on Chicago Quant. Same situation. Let's give the Chicago Quant a refresh. There we are. Same thing. It's been in a daily buy for a couple of days here now, on a down candle, no less. I love when it does that. And then, really head fakes the market out. We go into a daily buy with the down candle. It's like buy low, sell high. You ever hear that one? Yeah, that's something that like Steve Cohen and the rest of them don't seem to be doing anymore. And so you can see that. You can see the weekly's been firm. Yesterday, I think it was trying to curl over a little bit more than that. But it seems to be doing fine at the moment. So, all right. Where else do we go? We go from here. If there's no questions, what we'll do is we will march our way over to the euro. Let's see what the euro is doing this morning. Put it up on Chicago Quant to start off with. You can see it's rolling over a little bit more. And that, what was really cool? Look at that. Went into the daily sell on an up candle. I love when it does that. Oh, I love it. And it even had a, it just, I just love when it does the head fake like that. And over here on Chicago Quant, let's find the euro. Euro on the wall. There it is right there. Showing a little weakness. It's got its little down pressure thing going on right there. And you can see the what do you call that? The CCI moving down, and the two stochastics moving down. And remember, everything is relative, and it's not like that Al Einstein thing where you're dating your cousin or your stepsister or something like that. You're just it's relative, one thing from another. I think Heisenberg, he must have had a great sense of humor. I wish I had met him. I bet he had or at least let's put it this way, at the Planck or the Heisenberg labs, I imagine they must have had a great laugh about Albert Einstein. They were cracking up on him. What a crazy kid he was. All right. Remember, he was only 25 when he published those papers. So he was a young kid. So yeah, it's all relative right here. And like I said, it's got nothing to do with your cousin or your stepsister. All right. Let's go over to cable. And right there. And you can see cable rolling over a little bit here on the Hinky Ashy. You can see the white line has pierced. Our CCI is moving down. Let's take a look at it over here on Chicago Quant, doing the same thing. We're breaking down. Same gig. Looks like it might make it into the sell. Now look at that. That's something that's to be talked about. It's doing one of those again, where the white line breaks the top part of the time manifold on the plus side. Tried to do it here, and then it found a way to bottom and go. They're doing it here. Let's see when this thing jumps into the buy. If it goes into a daily buy over the next day or two, or even to, it's in a daily buy now. So if it goes into a daily buy after going into a daily sell like tomorrow, and this thing starts to turn back up, we got another bottom to look for. We'll be giving a good yell like, hey, get long. Titus, haven't seen you in a while. What's shaking? What's shaking, Bacon? How you been? Let's see. Oop, I got a message. Let's see what that is, too. There we are. The Great Reset. I like that. There we are. So, what do you think? U.S. dollar getting stronger. Yeah, I think they're really trapped in a range going nowhere, and we're just seeing the upside at the moment. Because I think cable has more strength in it. The Swiss doesn't exactly look like they're beating the daylights out of it. So, yeah, I think we're in a weekly buy on the dollar, aren't we? Where is that? Yeah, 3 weeks. We're 3 weeks in a weekly buy on the dollar. And I guess when you look at it, let's just do a quick look over on the spreadsheet here. So you see here, where's it at? Right there. 3 weeks. We don't want to do that. Stay there. Go like that. 3 weeks in a buy in the dollar there. You can see that. Let's see. Swiss is, what's Swiss? The Euro's 2 weeks in a sell. You can see that right there. What's the Swissy? Where's Swissy at? Right there. That is 2 weeks in a buy. So yeah, dollar is firm. And Canada, look at Canada, 10 weeks in a sell. So it's strong against the, that's one thing, it's been strong against the dollar. Let's take a look at that. Usually we wait a while before we get to the Canadian, but let's look at it anyway. So it's been in a sell since here. It's starting to turn up, and you can see it's flirting with its weekly buy number right there. After 10 whole weeks. Let me think, what else can we say? And we're at a daily buy for what, 4 days here? Or 3 full days, I guess it is. Let's go over to that too, line 20, right? Yeah, 3 full days right there. So I guess it's trying to turn up. So yeah, the dollar has been firm. Dollar getting stronger? I don't know if, if it, remember the Federal Reserve is the one that seems to control all the currencies on the planet. And so I guess, they want a firmer dollar for whatever reason. Titus says the market does not seem to like Biden. I don't, it's, again, stock markets are such a small market compared to the currency market or the oil market or the, the bond market. So I'm not really sure if the stock markets, really care one way or the other. I mean, there's a lot of stupid money. I mean, Steve Cohen's a big contributor to the Democrat Party, and he just lost, I guess, like $1 billion and change from GameStop. So, some of these guys are not the brightest, and so do they know to get out of the way from Biden's financial network of crazy? I don't know. It's so hard to say. We'll see. Can the markets fall 20 or 30%? Sure. We've seen it do it in February, March for COVID. Could they do it again? I doubt it. I think the Fed and the Treasury would jump in and firm it up. I could see like a 5 or 6% drop at most. That's the most. I think they'll just pump it back up. These are not the days of Pierre Morgan, or Cornelius Vanderbilt, or even in the early days of a Jack Walsh, or not early days, the later part of our early modern markets of the